Hey people, so Devvrat this side. After a really long time, I'm shooting this video for all of you, and the day today is 6th of October. The current time, let me show to you what's the time right now while I'm recording this video. And so, what would be the one thing that we're gonna be talking about today in this video? Okay, uh, just to tell you, this is around 4 a.m. in the morning. Okay, and I want to record this video just for one reason, because today I had a task on my list, like a task which was to record one YouTube video for all of you. And I don't want to sleep without my task being completed. I just want to show you my screen just so everything is clean and cleared out. Okay. So let me show my screen to all of you. So if you could see, it's 4:24 a.m. in the morning, and I don't want it to sleep with an empty task, okay? And a task, if you see this task for today on my task, so I don't want to like sleep without my task getting completed. So that's the whole reason I am recording this video. And when I have a pen in my hand and when I have my drawing board in hand, wonders can happen. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be learning today. Is I'm trying to make this video as informational as possible, and this is just because of a one success that I had, like one of my course student had. Okay, so I was like inspired by the success of that person. So I thought if he can do that, so why not I can do it? So maybe like that, everybody has its own motivation, have their own way of doing the things. So let me show you the success, and maybe if I can show you the other stuff. So there was a person in my community whose name is Nilesh Jadhav, and Nilesh Jadhav just pinged me at 3:36 a.m. in the morning. So he pinged me over saying that, "Hey Devvrat, um, I have just got some unique things to show you." And I was like, "Show me, dude, what you have got for me." And he just told me like, "Okay, let me just take a screenshot because I have other of my contacts in the chats itself. So let me just pick out the contact of this person." So I had just picked out the contact of this person, the chat of the contact. So he told me that he has closed a deal worth $150, and he invested in one of my courses, which is 60-day Master Marketing Challenge. Okay, and he invested in that course. So I was happy with it. And that's why I'm doing. When I'm happy, I just love to share back what I've learned during the phase. And let me show you everything what I'm just talking about. Okay. So you can hear some noises. That's basically I'm taking some screenshots. So this is the first screenshots, and let me show you how it goes. Okay. I just took a screenshot right now itself, so it's like fresh screenshot. And this is today's screenshot. Wait for the guy to come back. Today again had a call. He's still negotiating, and closed deals worth $150, and this is just one in pipeline. So two deals, which is around 150 plus 150, you can easily guess the number. It's $300 of sale. Message in the group with screenshot. Everyone will love to see. Also, you invested 10K in the course and made it back with profits. So the guy invested 10,000 rupees, which is somewhere around 130 bucks, and he made back $300 back. But that's not the end. Yes, Dave, thank you. So the next thing is order, which is in pipeline, is of $2,500. Okay. So the guy is doing negotiation tomorrow, fourth call. Oh, awesome. You get close to around, so 2.5K is somewhere around 1,80,000 INR. And if you want to be a part of this program, you should do check out my Fiverr masterclass, of which the recording I have attached in the bottom of this video. I have laid out all the things that I have talked about in the bottom. So check out my Fiverr masterclass video recording. We did all with a platform named as Fiverr. Now, let's come to the core of this video. What we have taught for today is, and what I have designed for today is launching structure of an agency and scaling. Okay, so that's the core of this video. Okay, structure of an agency and scaling. Structure of an agency and scaling. So today we're going to be learning in this video all about how an agency is up to, what is actually an agency and how does an agency makes money how does people running an agency makes money, what are the services they are offering. So all this bunch of shits, it would be like around 1 hour complete of video. You can also see my time, like it's 4:29 a.m. in the morning. So again, it would be a lot of work for me to do, but I'm completely okay. I'll be sharing all this knowledge with you. So first of all, who the heck is this guy who's talking about in 4:29 a.m. in the morning? My name is Devvrat, and I actually run an agency. If you could see, this is what happens when you run an agency. You have like this tons and tons. I think that you cannot see it, but you have a task list something like this. Okay, you have a task list something like this, and you work on the shits. Okay, so cannot show you a lot of things, but this is like an overview of it. So I run an agency, and basically what we do is, if someone wants a service, they want to get more sales, they want to get more results, we provide that. Okay. Now it would seem like complex stuff. Don't mind me changing this my screen a lot because I love working out with my Apple devices. But nevertheless, let's get started. So what the heck is this thing which I'm again and again talking about is agency. Okay, this is something like everyone thinks, what is this agency all about? So agency, in past there had been a different types of agencies. If you had asked me 10 years before, they were what's a simple definition of an agency, I would say people who are having an event management agency. Okay, so basically they can be broadly classified into there are like different type of agencies. Event management, there are event management in agencies. There are recruitment agencies. Okay, so what can be the like recruitment agency? People who hire people. There are agencies which work to help you with SOPs. Now SOPs like creating systems for a business. So there are SOPs for agency as well. In the past, there had been a lot of agency. Like I actually started with an event management agency. I started working there like not as an agency guy, but as a freelancer. So a little bit, people who don't know about my past, maybe you should check out a Facebook post of mine where I have highlighted like how I have worked in the past. So basically, I have worked in an agency which was an event management agency. And if you guys remember, in the year 2016 or 17, in between 2016 or 17, there had been a lot of ads popping up for brands like Oppo and Vivo, and every single store had a sign of Oppo and every single store had a sign of Vivo. So the task of mine was to stand in front of this studios, or what you could say. I used to stand in malls, and as of now, I don't have anything in my hand. But let's say this book. So I have this book. So I used to take this. There was has to be a template of Oppo or Vivo or some similar brands. So I have worked for a lot of Indian and international brands, and I used to hold these things, and I used to stand in front of malls. So if you ask me that, David, is there any mall in India which you don't, not, I would not say in India, but in Mumbai probably. Is there any mall in Mumbai where, David, you have not visited or you have not standed? So my answer would be no, bro, there is no mall, or no, sis, there's no mall left in India which I have not visited and I have not worked in. So that was the level of work what I had done when I was in my, I think so I was in like my 9th or 10th standard, something around that. And yeah, it was not something like a parent's pressure. It was just like I was trying to explore the opportunities. What can I do and how can I learn this stuff? I started as a freelancer there, and my job was to start with all those things. But there I learned the dynamics of an agency, the dynamics of an agency, of an event management agency. The dynamics is very simple. There is one person, okay, who is the owner, okay, and below him there are specialized people, okay, and all these people have a specialized task, okay. So traditionally, I'll tell you what happens is, in India, or basically throughout the world, let's go with throughout the world, people hire agencies because agencies have a specialization. For example, you have a problem, let's say, just hypothetically, you got a problem of cancer. Okay, hypothetically, it's not, I would always pray to God that this never happens, but hypothetically, this happens that you get a problem of cancer. So when you get a problem of cancer, you would not go to your local doctor, like the doctor who treats you for fever or who treats you for different basic stuff. Okay, you would go to a specialist, a cancer specialist. Okay, uh, a person who is in specialist in treating this thing. This specialization in the service sector is called an agency. Just to make it very, very simple for you, if someone who is specialized in doing something that makes revenue or is something that some people only can do is like an agency. So people who are running an event management agency, they can run an agency business, or they have the people on board to run the agency business in the best possible manner. They are specialized to do the job. Okay. Similarly, people who run a recruitment agency are specialized to recruit the best talents, and they have process, they have standardization, they have those training, they have those team member to do this. So, an agency is either niche based and has a specialization. Okay, so this is like a basic definition of an agency. Agency is a group of people. Okay, so maybe I'll write it down in the next slide. Okay, agency is a group of people, is a group of people specialized to do a job. Okay, that's pretty much the layman definition of an agency. Companies or business owners hire an agency because they know that this agency, this person can do the job in the best possible manner, because he has the main thing here is resources. Resources in the business of an agency, resources can be anything. Resources can be people who work for you. Resources can be people or the softwares that you have. Resources can be the knowledge that you have. Resources can be the technical experience that you have. Anything can be termed as a resource. Okay, so this is like an agency is a group of specialized people to do a job. Now, the next thing that comes into your mind is, should I start an agency? So my biggest answer is, and probably that's something you would not expect, is no. Okay, you shouldn't start an agency when you are just starting out, because if you have heard about the option, or if you have heard about the thing that I just told a minute back, is in order to start my agency, I have actually worked with a lot of people. Okay, there are two ways to go around. Okay, either you work with someone, there are two ways to work around. Either you work, either you work in an agency, in an agency to gain the experience. Okay, either you work in an agency, or you sure you have a mentor. A mentor can be anyone who knows his shit, or who knows the job. Okay, that's how you start. Okay, that's how you start. So at the end of the video, when you would be excited, David, oh, there's so much money in this thing, and I'm gonna be starting. This is like I wanted to make this thing before I go ahead. That this is not as easy as it seems. Okay, it is not easy. Okay, there are a lot of things that you need to learn before going into the market. For example, traditionally we used to write our tasks in a diary or a notebook, but in an agency level business, you need softwares like Trello, you need softwares like Asana, you need softwares like Monday.com. These are the softwares that you need for management with your team. Similarly, for a communication with your client, you need softwares like Slack. You need softwares like basically Google Drives. Okay, you need G Suite. You need to learn how to use G Suite. So these are all different stuff that you need to learn, and this was all the things that would help you out in order to grow an agency basically. And this is all the things, either you work and learn, you work with someone and learn, or either you have someone to guide you during this process. And just not to bullshit it out or just not to hyperscale it, if you are a part of 60-day master marketing challenge, below would be a contact details of one of my team member and a link to check out 60-day master marketing challenge. From where the success story of this Fiverr guy has come, you'll get to know everything. But typically, there are a lot of agencies. There are a lot of agencies in this world, in India itself. I am recording this video from Mumbai. So in Mumbai itself, basically, because Mumbai, Bangalore have a lot of agencies. There's a place in Mumbai, I don't know, like if you're not a Mumbaiker, you'll not know it. But if you have been to a place like either Lower Parel or somewhere around that Dadar area or BKC, in any complex or in any like building you go, okay, I'm not talking about the normal ones, the commercial buildings you go, you'll get an agency out there. So why there is a need for so much agency? And David, what is the one agency like you are basically, what type of services are you going? So initially I started with a social media marketing agency, okay, in India, as you term it out, social media marketing agency. So I started with this social media marketing agency, as you probably would know, but then I just got into the nitty and gritties of it. Like social media marketing agencies, what do you? I'll tell you like uh, what is a major difference. Okay, what is a major difference and how can you grab the business? Okay, I want to talk about specifically about, let's say I'll do a hypothetical uh, comparison between two big agents, like not agency, like a very big agency in Mumbai, and basically a person whom I know somewhat personally, and then I'll try to do a comparison with my own agency. So let's say there is a very big company in India which is named as Shebang, okay, and this is headed by a person named Harshal Karia, okay, Harshal Karia. You can check out his video on beerbysteps.com. Again, this video was this is not a sponsored video at all. This is basically, so at 4:41 a.m. in the morning, no one can talk about the sponsorships and other things in the mind as of now. Okay, so Shebang is like a full service marketing, full service agency. Okay, full service SMMA agency. Okay, so they SMMA agency. So this company works with anyone and everyone who can pay them. Basically, they are a full service agency. Now, what's a full service agency? Full service agency is where you can get any type of services, from TV commercials to recording of TV commercials, recording of your like ads, advertisements, marketing, web development, anything and anything that you could think that relates to digital, that relates to a digital mode of doing the things. It's called a full service social media marketing agency. In India, there are a lot of big agencies. If anyone wants to go into that field, maybe you could consider Shebang, Dentsu, there are a lot of things. One by Rajiv Dhingra, which he just sold off to Dentsu. The Minimalist for creative people. These are like a corporate-based full-service digital agencies. There are a lot of agencies. Yes, we cannot count every single agency because again, there are a lot of agencies. So this is an example of a full service. If you have a very good creative talent, you have a very good creative mind, you have a very good person to get business and sales and deals like this, you should definitely consider this full service agencies. Now, what is my agency all about? I run a niche service agency. Now, Shebang is, I think so right now they are in India, but they have plans to capture the whole of Southeast Asia. But particularly for my agency, I don't actually have those experience because Shebang is headed by Harshal Karia, and that was a part of Foxy Muran, and Foxy Muran was one of the first companies in India. So again, this would be a pretty much very hyped up video for someone who's just starting out. This would be a quite too complex to understand, but just try to understand and go with the things. Now, what am I talking about here is a niche based digital agency. I cannot have a full service agency because, again, I am just 18 right now, so I cannot have a lot of. I don't have that much experience to head an agency or to head an organization or to hire such a great potential people. I don't have it. So what I do is I run a niche-based service agency. Now, what's a niche-based service agency? Is people who work for what, so basically what can be niche would be broadly classified into two sectors: a service, a specific service, or a specific industry. Okay. For example, in industry, for a service, they could be canceling, like they could be only expert in PPC. Okay. And for industry, they can be only expert in e-commerce. Or for me, as I work in, I can be an expert only in SaaS agency. Okay, SaaS agency. So this is an example, like this can be broadly classified. So niche agencies are some agencies which either do just one work, but they are they are like the best of the best in it. For example, uh, there is an agency, I don't remember the name right now, but they are best at developing WhatsApp stickers. So if you are a brand and if you need someone to do WhatsApp stickers with the best service, they are one of the best agencies. Similarly, that same agency is also regarded as one of the number one agencies in India to deliver those that Instagram stories on which you get those 3D faces and all. Basically, on Instagram and Instagram stories and on Snapchat, you have that option to have different filters. Okay, so they are an expert in that. That's called a service, like a agency which has like 10, 20 people, but they're all expert in doing just one thing. For example, there are a lot of chatbot agencies in India. Basically, this was something I was very keen to doing initially, and but later I switched on to more of an industry based thing. But yeah, there are agencies who are an expert at developing chatbot. There are agencies who are an expert in developing e-commerce store. So this is called in service-based agencies, or basically agencies which provide XYZ service. Then there comes the industry-based service. Agencies which provide like e-commerce service at the best level. Agencies which provide software as a service at the best level. So these are the agencies in India which provide one thing but at the best level. Like they work with one industry, they know everything about that industry. For me, if you give me any software and you want me to market it, I would know every possible way to market. It could be lifetime deal, it could be one-time deal. Most of the things that I would be talking about, like normal people would not know about it. Okay. The reason is because I have specialized into that industry. It's not something that I'm just talking to boast it out or just boost about myself that I am good in this or that. The simplest reason is I have worked a lot in that industry, and that's how I have gained an expertise. For example, if you go and try to talk with a stockbroker and he has a experience, let's say in financial stock, he would be talking some terms, okay, like let's say mid cap or uh, deficit, debt, and things like that that we cannot understand as a normal person. So because we that person can talk with the things like that because he has developed an expertise into that industry. Okay, so similarly, my option for all of you watching this video initially, if you don't have such big plans or you are just starting out and just trying to test the waters, that is agency a right business for all of you, then basically my best recommendation is either go behind the industry or either go behind the service. Now, people would be like, David, what is this PPC all around? So this PPC stands for pay per click, which is maybe around, you could say, Google ad service and basically native ad service. Native stands for, okay, let me write it down. So there are already a lot of native ads platform. There are platforms like, let's say, Taboola. You can do check it out. Taboola, there is a platform called as Outbrain. Okay. I think, guys, this is like your MBA in agency. This one video will be like your MBA in agency business. Okay. It's been 26 minutes and I have not even told you like the 10% stuff that I was thinking to tell. Okay. So basically, what's the upfront investment? What's the upfront? Let's say you decide, David, yes, I want to start a niche based agency. So biggest question that would come up in your mind is, Devvrat, what is the investment required? मतलब आपने बहुत कुछ तो बता दिया about the agency business, but then what's the upfront investment that we need to do? So what's the upfront cost? Okay, and if you are going for like similarly like me on a similar path, basically let's say like niche based agency, so this is the total amount that you need, rupees, or people who are watching it from the international market in dollars, zero. This is the total investment that you require. People search a lot on Google, like what is the total investment that I need? Businesses that I can start with no money. Agency is like a business like this. What's the upfront cost? It's zero, or just dollar, like $0, 0 rupees, anything that you like, 0 yen, 0 pounds, 0 euros, any way you like. Okay, if the guy at 18 can start an agency, and I have particularly like on paper basis, I have started the current agency basically just on paper when I was in my 17. Okay, so when I was in my 17, then I started my agency. My mom is the director of my agency, but practically in order to start my own agency, I had a pre-experience of like 2.5 years working with someone else. Okay, that's when I took the decisions to go ahead to start my own agency. But so what's the upfront cost? Is it's negligible, it's zero. So why there is no investment? Why there is no investment? Is no investment. So the biggest thing that would be coming in your mind is this a scam? Is this a scam? So it's absolutely not. It's absolutely not a scam, because here the investment is knowledge, your knowledge and your expertise. So this is your biggest investment. You have to have a knowledge, you have to have a expertise, and basically then you have to after having this knowledge, expertise, you also know should have a good basically communication skill, which is basically like, because you need to do sales call, you need to do sales stuff, and sales requires a lot of communication. And if you are someone who already had a past in, let's say if you had a good past, let's say in investment and networking and all those industries, like if you had a good corporate experience, then this is basically one thing that you should just bang on right now itself. Okay, so you should have a knowledge, you should have an expertise, and you just should have some communication over it. Okay, so knowledge, expertise and communications are the three things you need. So now the question comes, why there is no investment? Because again, as I told, the knowledge is an investment. You can start with 0 rupees or $0, because either you can work as a freelancer initially, get some client, work for them for free, or basic, if you are someone who don't think like getting client is like my clear and my sole motto, and I want to make money with like working different ways, so this is again for you. Also, if you want to work and start out your agency by all your own, one best suitable way that I think is working with another agency. So basically, let's say I want to just give you an example. 2 months back, I had a project in which someone required a lot of expertise, or basically my client had put up this thing that, Devvrat, I require someone to work with me and provide me the service, basically the service of SEO. So that was his whole and sole requirement. So in order to do that SEO service, or in order to do that SEO stuff, okay, this SEO, people who are watching and seeing these things as terms for first time, SEO stands for search engine optimization, where you try to rank your particular service, or where you try to rank out your particular blog, or where you try to rank out your particular thing on Google search engine, and Google tries to find it out that this is the best results or something like that. So this is called SEO. So I work with another agency. It's in Mumbai. It's in Mashi. I worked with another agency, and that agency was expert in SEO. I was expert in like PPC and Facebook ads, and I had a very specific market. So My client was from another market. He was not from the SaaS and he was not from the e-com. So, and he was a friend of mine. So I just generally referred him that you can work with this agency. And voila, what I have to got is now that other agency is getting a client without any investment, they would probably make money from him. And this is how an agency business works. You can either work with two, three agencies at a time, just cooperate between these people, just cooperate between this like things going on and around, and you can build a base business. Like as in freelancer, you can either as in freelancer, you can partner up with big agencies to provide specific services, or I you have an agency, okay, you have an agency, and you partner up with another agency, which is a bigger agency. Now, Devvrat, the biggest thing, okay, I'm just going through all the questions that I get on a regular basis that is this a viable model? So, people think that due to COVID, okay, due to COVID, has the agency business impacted? Has the agency business impacted? Again, it's a very big question in general, because if you talk about other agencies, let's say even management agencies, their business have literally been collapsed. Okay, now they are seeing signs of recoveries, like even management agencies, but initially, like their business has drastically impacted. But with all my experience, with all my knowledge, and with all the people that I am connected in the social media marketing space, they are witnessing, if this was their normal curve, and let's say this is the month of February when the signs have started, this is what they have been seeing, and let's say this is April, and maybe consider this at this point, okay? At this point, let's say we consider the last one, which is September, okay? So this has been a trajectory for them, but again, for people who have really hard work, okay? Because there was a surge, there was a big surge in digital business, okay? So because everything was going digital, you were ordering food online, if you were ordering food online, there was someone in the market who was running PPC ads for. The ad costs have drastically gone down. So e-commerce business was completely shut down. Like one of the biggest chunks of revenue come from this e-com businesses. So this line has not got down, but every line needs to have an end. Okay, so uh, talking about my business, I have a digital coaching and selling business. I have a SaaS business where we sell out softwares. I have a business where we actually work with clients on a day-to-day basis to help them get their softwares running up, get more sales, and all those three business and all those three verticals, I have just seen this upward increase. I've never seen a downward increase during this phase of time. Okay, because people were more on their phone devices, were more on their digital devices, so they were like I can give you n number of success stories. There's an app in India called as Healthify Me. They became profitable. They became profitable in the month when this COVID stuff happened. Healthify Me basically is an app which helps you to track your calories. Uh, has coaching app, has coaches and all those. Basically, it's a health app. They became profitable during COVID. So anything which helped you to transition digitally was getting more success. You can the biggest example is how many of you were not using Zoom before COVID, and during COVID you were day and night on this Zoom. Okay, you were having those Zoom calls. Okay, so particularly, just I want to give you a small example. I have a younger brother, and he's right now in my 10th standard, and he's a guy who loves sports. Okay, he's not well interested in, like say, he's not interested in studies or anything around my business, either studies or either around my business. And I have a business that is a complete digital business, so he's not interested in anything around it. And a few months back, we had a communication, and I was just saying, bro, ये काम जल्दी कर, I need to get on a Zoom call. And he was like, ये Zoom call क्या है? It's just in the month of Jan. So because I have my birthday on 9th of Jan, and it was just 2 days after my birthday, so I remember that date clearly. So it was 11th of Jan, and when he made this thing. In the month of I think so, in the month of June, when schools reopened basically digitally, day and night he was at it. Like he was on a 3 hour call on Zoom of the school, and then his tuitions call. So basically, all this business which were helping you to transition digitally has skyrocketed. Okay, so agencies still can make a lot of money if you choose your niche very wisely. Maybe if you are watching me on YouTube, great. You can check out a video that I have is how to choose your niche. If you're not watching it on YouTube, go ahead on YouTube, and if you're watching it on a sales page, I would try to link down that video below, and in that video, I would give you the link to watch my niche video, or basically I'll attach that video to pick up your niche. So choose the niche that has the potential to grow during this COVID era. Okay. So we talked a lot of shit. Okay. So now let's talk about pillars of an agency. Okay. So pillars of an agency. Now in agency, you should have like everything and anything can be considered as pillar, but something that I want to just give you an overview of. Okay. So let's say I am a person who loves to travel, and if you're there in Mumbai airport, there are pillars P1, P2, P3, and things like that. So let's try to bring in Mumbai International Airport here as well. So P1, P2, P3, P4. Your P1, one of the most important thing. Okay, P1, one of the most important thing in an agency business is talent, or you can say skill, or you can say knowledge. Okay, how to execute, or basically service, the service you are offering, the knowledge of the service you have, the skill of a service you have that you are delivering, the talent that you have. It's your pillar one. Okay, your pillar two is very simple. Okay, it's your client. Okay, pillar three is your teams, and pillar four is processes. Now, what the heck, Devvrat, you're talking about? Okay, so let me just break it down in a very small perspective. When you have a talent and when you have a skill, you deliver a service to your client. But when you see that you can do that same thing, okay, in order to print this book, for example, in order to print this book one time, and in order to print this book's copy 10 times, the efforts would be same. Now, like this book needs to be written once. This book's proofreading needs to be done once. This book's typesetting needs to be done once, but it can be produced at 10 different times. Okay, so that can be only possible with teams. And P4 is a process. You should know how to do that XYZ things with an exact same process. For example, I am an individual. I got one client on board. I'm happily doing the work for them. I got two clients for work for them. I am trying to manage between them. What happens if I get three clients on board? I need to hire team members, but I cannot sit and teach every single member that what I am doing. I need to create processes. Processes in a way like these are the exact 5 steps to have a sales call with a client, or these are the exact 5 steps to run a Facebook advertising, or these are the exact 10 steps to create a funnel. Okay, so for people who don't know about funnels, funnels is basically, let's say, a series of websites or a series of landing pages or a series of places on internet that helps to get a conversion. People who don't know about conversion, conversion is a set of goal that you want to get it completed. Conversion can be in a form of a person buying from your website. Conversion can be in a form of a person trying to book a call with you. Conversions can be in a form of someone reading your blog. Conversions can be someone giving their contact information. This is called as a conversion. So these are the 4 pillars of an agency. First one is talent, skill, knowledge. Second one is client. Okay. In order to go from P1 and to what people these days I have seen doing is they go from P2. Okay. They go from P2 to P3, but they never land on the P4. Okay. Now, what is P4? P4 is a process. There are a very slow number of agencies in India which actually have a process to do anything. What they rely on is their manual process, like ये काम ऐसे होगा या ऐसे होगा, or this work would be done in this and that manner. But technically, if you're working in a good agency right now, you would already have those SOPs, okay, and processes sheet. But if you're not working like that, it's not an agency, okay? It's like a lot of people doing freelancing in one word colony, and you're trying to make it an agency. Also, a big fact is if you have 1 to 2 client and you are alone working, okay, 1 to 2 client and you are alone working, don't call it as an agency. You are not an agency guy, you are a freelancer, okay? Or I can maximize this term to, let's say, 4 to 5 clients. Okay, I can maximize this term, but you are working alone or you just have one partner with you. You both are like freelancers. Okay, so just a basic definition of just trying to clear up your mind with this thing. Now P1, from where can you get P1, which is actually the skill and the talent? Okay, so let's talk more about the P1, which is your pillar number one, which is all comes down to skill. भैया सीखेंगे कहाँ से? Okay, that's the biggest question that we have. See, there can be again multiple ways to learn a skill. Okay, multiple ways. So the biggest question that arises in front of our eyes and in front of our business as well, considering the business aspect as well, is from where? From where can we get the skills? From where can we get uh, the skills of media buying, or basically what do you consider as a skill? So my best recommendation is work for someone else. If you want to get a skill, if you want to get a business going, you need to get a skill, and my best way is to get a skill for you, and my best recommendation is work for someone else. It doesn't matter how much are they paying for, or it doesn't matter how much work you need to do. Just see one thing, how much you are learning from them. If you're given X task, ask the business owner or ask that agency to give you Y task as well. Even though you are not good at doing, just ask them to give you that task, because once they give you that task, maybe somewhere on the way around you learn how to do that task. So that's one of the important decisions, or that's one of the important thing that I guide everyone to take and do when they are doing a business or when they're learning from someone else's. Just go ahead, take the responsibility and do the work. Okay. So working for someone else, basically who runs an agency or who runs a business, is one of my best recommendation, but it's not the only recommendation. There are also certification platforms like, let's say, Facebook Blueprint. That's one of the certifications program. There is also Google. There are a lot of things by Google, so you can check out. There are, when I was starting, there were a lot of Google certifications to learn from. But at end of the day, I don't want to tell this, but again, on YouTube there are a lot of people who provide really valuable stuff. You can learn from them, but you would not learn the things on the exact basis till when you don't work with a client, because learning something and implementing something are two different scenarios. And the business that we are a part of, or the business that we are in, basically, let's say the digital marketing business, in total is like something, a scape, a landscape which changes on a day-to-day basis. So something that you learn today becomes a thing of a past in, let's say, in 1 month or 2 months itself. So it's very important to update yourself on a very daily basis. Okay. The major things that are being done in an agency are media buying, creative management, copywriting, development. Media buying is simply, if I want to break down what media buying actually is, media buying actually is basically, there are platforms. Let's say there are platforms like Facebook, Google. Uh, there are a lot of platforms like where you can buy the things. Like there are platforms where you can buy the data, like native ad platform. But just not going into all this shit. But on a very broad level, these are the four things that an agency, or basically a social media marketing agency, does. They do media buying, they do creative management, they do copywriting and branding aspects, and the designing, branding, and all those aspects, and development. Development could be in a form of tech and other solutions, maybe a app designing, a website designing, and solutions basically. Media buying is basically running Facebook ads, Google ads, PPC campaigns. Something which has now came into a lot of picture is native ads campaign. Maybe you should check this out, native ads campaign. It is done on platforms like Taboola. Uh, Again, for people who don't know, it's done on platforms like Taboola, Outbrain, these some hi-fi stuffs. Okay, so they are done on platforms like Taboola, Outbrain, and other stuff. And again, it's 5:36 a.m. in the morning, so a lot of work is being going on into designing this one video for you. But this video is like, if you have been watching till now, just hit that, smash that like button. Okay, moving ahead. If you're watching it on YouTube, if you're a part of my funnel, maybe you should do check out my other courses, which is 60-day and agency growth secrets. The link would be below. Try enrolling them. The knowledge that I'm sharing here, more than this, you'll be getting in the videos there. Okay. And people on YouTube, the links to all my courses are below. I just have 2 courses, agency growth secrets and 60-day master marketing challenge. So you should go check it out. So these are the 4 places from where you could learn, and you can work on freelancing platforms. Okay, so I can also tell you what are the freelancing. Okay, so you basically that would come down into the client section. So let's say somehow or the other you gather the skill. Now it comes down to clients. And one of my course, which is agency growth secrets, is just focused to getting clients. Okay. Now, again, if you are a full service agencies, you would go basically for big clients. But let's say you are an agency like the way I am talking about. My agency completely works in the international market. Okay. So my basic market is US, UK, European countries, European countries, European countries, and this is my 4th and the last market, which is Australia. So these are the 4 markets that's where I focus on, and that's where all my concentration is. But if you're a full service digital agency, then basically you need to focus on, or basically if you're providing full stack services, then you should focus on the Indian market, on Indian market as well. But I'm talking about, let's say, specific markets. So these are the 5 markets that I am, or basically the 4 markets that I am focusing. US, UK. Now, why am I saying European and UK different? Because of this Brexit, and Australia. So these are the 4 markets that I'm currently focusing, and all my attention is going, where about 80% of my orders are alone from US, or 80% of my business alone comes from US. There is a complete video of mine on YouTube, which you do check it out, on how to get clients. I have a whole course on how to get client on agency growth secret. But what do, from where can you get clients? You can get clients either organically. Okay, now organically is reaching out to brands, reaching out to brands, reaching out to brand, reaching out to companies. Okay, who are already running ads. Okay, already running ads, already running ads. Now, how do you find, let's say, already running ads company? For example, you go on facebook.com. So let's say I go on this facebook.com, but rather than going on facebook.com directly, what I would take is, I would go on, I'll tell you about the next site, which is Facebook ads library. Okay, so I do this Google search, Facebook ads library, and I land to this option, and I click on ad library. And let's say I just saw an ad, like before recording this video, the last ad that I saw was from Mama Earth. Okay, the famous brand. So let's say I write here MAMAEARTH, Mama Earth. Okay, so I write this brand, and it's very famous brand, so a lot of you would be particularly knowing it. So I write the mamaearth.com, and what you see here is there are 37 people managing this brand in India, and issues, election, on politics. That's where you'll go on the primary basis, but you have to click on all ads. And after clicking on all ads, you can see that they are running 57 ads in India right now. Okay, they are running 57 ads in India right now. But if you think you can help them improve their Facebook ads, if you can help them make the things better. I'm not talking about Mama Earth, because Mama Earth has a really own their own team. But let's say you come across any random brand on Facebook. I don't have Facebook on my I have Facebook, but my Facebook looks something like this, so I cannot show you any example. uh, this is how my typical Facebook looks like. This is all. I don't have any post here, so I don't have any post, and I'm using a tool just so that I cannot see the post and I don't waste my time. So that's not an option. But if you come across any brand, you can note down the name of that brand. You could note down the page. Let's say before that I came across a brand which is Kalki. Okay, so this is one of the brand that I was just seeing like few minutes back. So if I search this brand, because I have seen the brand, okay, I've seen the ad, and I know that I can help them to increase their brand. Like I can help them do better ads. Again, they are again a big brand. So when you are like way too small, then it's not good to focus on way too big brands. But any ad that you come across, check out their things, and if you know that you can help that brand out, message them. Okay, so reach out to them via Instagram or Facebook or Facebook for improvement. Okay, reach out to them, and it could be for any service. It could be for web development. It could be for the services can be of web development. It could be of ads or anything like that. If you come across that business is running marketing, is doing any sort of things around marketing, then this is your chance to grab the opportunity and to hit the nail. Okay, that's your opportunity. Next is what to do after it. Okay, what to do. You have organically reached out to that brand, but what to do after it? You can. There is another way that I call it as a group method. Okay, there are a lot of groups in India. Okay, there are a lot of groups in India. This is basically for this one, that this strategy that I just talked about. This is for people who want to grow in a organic way, or basically the people who are focusing on a particular service. Okay, this strategy can work out for people who are particularly focusing on the service part. The groups part can be workable for the people who are focusing on an industry part. So let's say I'm focusing to work with all the people who are running e-com. Okay, so I'll join a group which is of all the people on e-com. On Facebook you'll get a lot of groups like this. For example, let me show it out to you. Okay, I go on this platform and I click on here, e-com, e-commerce, e-commerce, and then I go on this option and I click on and I hit the groups button. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of active groups in India. Okay, this is see this, and in these groups, a lot of people would be there. Okay, so you can think it like this: a lot of people would be there in this group. A lot of prospects can be there in this group, and all your job is to focus on this. All your job is to focus on these people, or is to focus on these prospects and do business with them. Okay, this is all your focus about. How to do it and what to do it is, you join these groups and you post engaging content in this group. Okay, you join this group and you post engaging content in this group. Try to answer people's query, try to answer the questions that they come around. Be a genuine value provider, as Tanmay Bhatt says. So people who are not following him, do follow him. Okay, so you don't have to you just have to provide actual stuff, actual value. And if you think that your services can bring value in their business, feel free to reach out to them. Because one of my mentors said to me that we don't know who one is looking for a solution to a problem till when we don't reach out to that person and let him know that he is having a problem. Seems complex, but it's actually the sad truth. Okay, people have problem but they don't express it with others. Okay, so people have problem, they don't express it with others, and in this way they just get locked up. Okay, and they don't find a solution. So you should be willing to talk to a lot of people, reach out to them, understand their questions, and come up with unique and innovative solutions. This was pillar number three. Pillar number, I think so, two. Let's come to the pillar number three. Pillar number three is hiring teams. One of the biggest challenge for any agency owners. Again, our team, basically, let's say in my case, my team is 100% remote, 100% remote, specialized, three continents. So we are actually working from three continents, and around right at present we are in 6 different time zones. Okay, so what we work is, because our work is not, we are not focusing on the Indian market, so we have developed a team which is working internationally. So what are the roles, or basically let's say what are the things for which we hire people? We are having 100% remote team, which means everyone is everyone is working from the comfort of their home and from different countries. We have one guy from Philippines. He's a person whom I talk about in a lot of my videos. His name is Mark. So Mark is someone who handles a majority of our business from a country which is named as Philippines. There's another guy who is working for us from Pakistan, and he handles a majority of our ads. We have 2 team members in India, and if you come across one of my most famous team members, Rajan, so he handles a lot of Indian stuff that we have, like my courses and other stuff. But yeah, this is like, and we have, during this process and during this course of time, we have developed and we have been successful to develop a complete remote team. One of our key team members is also named as Ivan. He works with us on the sales part. So basically, what does my team do? Okay, so again, let me talk about P4 and P3 are more or less the similar. Okay, so P4, which is process. So this is typically our, or basically this is typically my process. We have a guy, okay, we have a guy who is from Philippines. My spelling would be wrong, and we have a guy from Pakistan. Okay, so these two person who is from Pakistan and who is from Philippines, okay, their job is to generate a lead. Okay, so this guy, the Filipino guy, he does LinkedIn messaging. He does LinkedIn messaging, LinkedIn messaging, and my team member who's in Pakistan, he runs FB ads. He runs FB ads for our business, and he runs FB ads for our clients as well. These two people, FB ads and clients ads, is being run by this one guy. He runs this ad, and this Filipino guy does LinkedIn messaging and cold emailing. Okay, so for people who don't know what's cold emailing, you should do check it out. This course, which is they run, which is AGS. The link is here. It would be devvratsingh.com/AGS, and its AGS stands for Agency Growth Secrets. All the walkthrough and every demo and everything is here. So do check it out. Do check it out. devvratsingh.com/AGS. So we have a guy who does LinkedIn messaging, cold emailing. So he reaches out to different cold emails. He reaches out to different business owners. He also does page messaging and other stuff. And we have a guy in Pakistan who does Facebook ads. These Facebook ads are being shown to business owners for them to submit their information, and then we have it them as a lead. This lead is shared with a team member of ours who is in US. His name is Ivan. We have a guy in US. His name is Ivan. Okay, and we share this information with Ivan. So this lead, the phone number, the email, and the things is being shared with Ivan. What he does is, after Ivan gets the lead details, he asks, he has a qualifying script, and then he has a closing script. Okay, 2 different scripts. Now, so basically the things is there. So what is a qualifying script and what is a closing script? Not every business owner is of our choice. we are very picky when it comes to choosing the right business owner to work with, because if you get a wrong client, it would be a complete mess. So what is our basic criteria is he should be a person who is willing to understand the business. He has some knowledge, and he is not someone who is doing micromanaging. We don't like someone to do a micromanagement. Okay, Joe, who every single day messages us that what's the progress, how much money you have spent, and things like that. We don't like people like that. So there is a closing script guy. So he has a closing script and he has a qualifying script. So in qualifying script, we just try to make sure that is this a right client for us, and this lead is basically a prospect. So a prospect is basically a person who can be our future client. So he's just a prospect for us. So this prospect who's in USA, okay, who we get it from all these countries, we forward the information to Ivan. He has a qualifying script and closing script. Let's say the client says that yes, Dave, or yes, Ivan, I'm ready to work. So this person, okay, this qualifying scripts has been used by Ivan. Ivan submits the client information to our onboarding team. Onboarding team. Okay, seems too much complexities, but this is what a process is all about. Onboarding team is basically a set of people. There are two people into this team who actually have a one-on-one call with the client to understand his requirement, to understand his budget, to understand his creative, to understand his brand. Okay, and then we have a launch team. Okay, now this launch team is again of this Pakistani guy plus Dave. Now Dave is your guy, the guy standing, sitting in front of you. So launch team is basically me and that guy. So basically we run ads, we strategize the funnel, and then we have some other team members who look like basically the guy. There's one more guy whose name is Sebastian. So Sebastian is like this success manager. Okay, we call him a success manager. So basically his job is to have a conversation with the client on a daily basis, report him what's the success is all about, how his clients, how the client campaign is performing, how the things are going. It seems a little bit mess on my screen, but this is what it's all about. There's a guy who, there are two people who generate leads for our business, basically that are clients. The information is passed on to a team in US who does the sales part, to a team who does a launch and onboarding, to a team who makes sure that the client is happy and is ready to pay in the next month, and we would be making decent profits from it in the next month. All our clients in our business are signed on a retainer contract. So what do you mean by a retainer contract? Okay. So all our clients in our business are signed on retainer contracts of minimum 3 months. So this is what our minimum contract looks around. So we sign every single client of ours in a period of 3 months. So that means if they are paying us an option between $1,500, so a majority of the client that we have it in our business are basically on the retainer modes. People who are quite confused that David, was this retainer mode is, they are, retainer means they pay us every single month, and the minimum contract that we have with them is 3 months. Okay, so for 3 months they would pay us every single time. So $1,500 for a period of 3 months, that's quite a decent figure, and like quite a good figure. Okay, they are pay us somewhere from $1,500 to around $3,500 per month for the services that they work with us. So that's pretty much all our business model. And what we do is, we, after doing all this thing, we just do rinse and repeat. Again, this is one of a slogan by one of a WWE superstar. Okay, it's a WWE superstar, but this is all we do. We follow this process again and again. We generate more and more leads. We generate more and more. Now, if you think, and now typically, let's come to the main point is, how much profit do we make from this? Okay, what's the total profit? So our profit somewhere shrinks around from 60% to 40% in the bad months, and 60% it's an average profit. So out of every $1,000, we pay $400 as like software cost, teammates cost, and other things to everything like this. So when do our profits go less? Is when our clients number, okay? Our profits go less when our clients decrease. Okay, our profits go less when our clients decrease. But when our clients are on the high or when our clients are on the rise, that time we have our profits. Okay, our profits per client increases by, let's say, 20% per client, because we have made a lot of processes. We use a lot of software to do the job, which means our manual job is getting down, but things are being done on automation. So that's all you can think of. So if you are thinking to scale, grow, launch your agency, then I want to talk about a special offer that I have for you, which is 60-day master marketing challenge. Below in the description section, 60-day master marketing challenge is basically a 10, like it's a program which would help you to earn your first income online, and it would be a complete process to launch an agency. We have a 15-day framework inside 60-day master marketing challenge where you would learn from scratch how to launch an agency. It would be a complete program with that. The program cost as of now, when I'm recording this video, is 10,000. Maybe in future it can increase, but as of now, when I'm recording this video, and maybe till 2020, we would keep the price at around 10,000. You can join this course. It has four different challenges. It would have Fiverr scaling challenge, the one that we discussed at the early start, where in a matter of, again, disclaimer attached, the results are typical. Not, we cannot promise everyone the same result, but this would be a program where you will be actually learning how to make that insane $2,000, $3,000 a month. Again, there is a complete Fiverr masterclass I have attached below, so make sure do check that out. You'll get a lot of knowledge from that, and I would be looking forward to see you inside my premium course, which is 60-day master marketing challenge. Nevertheless, I'll be sharing more valuable videos like this. If you're a part of my email list or you have subscribed me on YouTube, I would be sharing more videos like this. So have a great day ahead. Be sure to love yourself, and during this tough time, love your family. Uh, More focus on the knowledge. Money is just a byproduct, but make sure you're happy, healthy, and don't worry your sleep like me. Like, I'm working till 6 a.m. in the morning. This video started at around 4:30 a.m. in the morning, and we are recording till 6 a.m. in the morning. So make sure you get a good sleep. But main thing that you should focus is getting success. Okay, getting success is very important, but during this process of getting success, don't make sure that you give time to your family, friends during this tough times of COVID, and be happy always. I'll be always there to support you. Let me know how was your reaction with all this video. How was, if you're seeing this video with any of my funnel, do make sure to message me out on Instagram, Facebook, or anywhere you like. I have attached all my handles below, so just let me know how was your response with this. Okay, I'll be looking forward that is my help and everything which I have done has been helpful to you or not. One big question that I think you might come across in your mind is what are the legal process for getting an agency registered? So in India, basically, if you want to have a like registered agency in India, either you can go with a sole proprietorship or you can go with a private limited company. But again, that costs are not too high. If you're going for a private limited company, the typical cost for running and having an agency would be somewhere around 30,000 rupees, somewhere around that. And it depends on the CA you work around. Okay, it's all dependent upon the cost of the CA. And if you're working from India and you don't want to have a private limited company, then you could go for LLP. If you want a more detailed video on this subject, you can become a part of my agency growth secrets program. That's available on a discount, and it's at a dirt cheap price. Okay, so it's not a very high end course. It's not a thousands of rupees. You can enroll that. I have a 56 minutes video explaining you completely about the legal process of registering an agency in India. Have a great day ahead. Okay, and we have just hit the 6 a.m. in the morning. Thank you.